Like many of you, some of my best memories growing up was waking up on Saturday morning to the doves cooing outside my window, getting up and running out to the living room excited to watch Saturday morning cartoons like Pokemon or Ben 10, smelling the fresh loaf of bread Mom was pulling out of the oven, then getting interrupted to go outside and help Dad with yard work. I have such fond memories of the early 2000s, but life is totally different now. There's no more dial-up internet, there's no more picking up a movie at Walmart, and no more rooting around in your dad's glove box to find your favorite AC/DC CD, shout out Back in Black. Now us Gen Z, we're the ones getting married, we're the ones having our own families, buying our own houses. We're the adults now, as scary as that may be, and we will be the ones who are raising the next generation. Do we really want our kids to be hopelessly addicted to the internet like many of us are? Or do we want our kids to never have a meal together as a family? I hope the answer is no. I really believe that we need to embrace old traditions. Today, family values are at an all-time low. 50% of marriages end in divorce. Children are growing up without fathers or mothers. You hardly ever see families going out to a bowling alley or going fishing or doing anything together anymore. You never see families even eating supper together anymore. But I think that there's a couple of things that we can do to help bring back the family bonds that the past generations had. We need to go back to the old ways. When we eat supper, we need to sit at the table and talk with each other. Enjoy each other's company. Sure, maybe not every night it's possible, but at least a couple of times a week. We shouldn't all get our food and then scurry off to watch TV or doom scroll Instagram reels. We need to just take the time to set our phones down and just communicate with one another. Many of us are having children right now, and we need to set a good example for them. Maybe once a week or a month, schedule a family game night, play some Monopoly, some Uno, whatever. I used to do that a lot as a kid, like I'm sure many of you did, and I had so many great memories doing that. Another problem facing Gen Z is money, obviously. Without money, you can't buy food, and we all know that people gotta eat. The problem I see a lot of people my age have is that instead of ever learning to cook, they either buy frozen, already made meals, which are usually way overpriced, or they just order DoorDash or go get takeout. Now, sure, ordering a pizza on a Friday night is great. I ain't gonna deny that. But it becomes a problem when you're doing that every single night. It might not even seem like you're spending that much. But if this is you, I encourage you to keep track of how much you're spending on takeout or DoorDash every month. I bet the number is really gonna surprise you. And the solution to that is quite obvious. You either have to cook or learn how to cook. When we were kids just 20 years ago, there wasn't DoorDash. And most of our parents were so poor that getting a pizza delivered was a luxury. So Mom had to cook. This is another way that we as Gen Z can really save a lot of money while also bringing the family together. There's nothing better than making a delicious meal from scratch for your family. Now, I myself am not the best cook, but it's something that I'm really trying to work on. I'm always finding new recipes to try and seeing what works and what doesn't. It's also way healthier than eating out. Sure, you might not be a health nut, but almost anything homemade is going to make you feel way better than eating at McDonald's. One of the best things about late summer as a kid was helping my mom and my grandma in the garden, picking all the ripe tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, and then watching them turn those into delicious meals for the family or canning them for the winter. It's very rewarding to grow your own food, and it's something that I hardly see any Gen Z doing. You may not have a big yard or a yard at all, but you can still grow a tomato or a blueberry bush on your front porch. If you're able to grow a garden, it can really help with your grocery bill, as well as providing very healthy food for you and your family. Something as simple as planting a couple apple trees in your backyard could give you as many apples as you ever wanted for years. Gardening is definitely one of my favorite traditions that I myself have started doing. Lastly, I would like to touch on something that I almost never see Gen Z doing anymore, and that is buying physical media. Things like DVDs, vinyl records, CDs, books. We live in a world of streaming and subscription services. There's a service for this and a service for that, and honestly, I'm just tired of it. Not only is it expensive to have 5, 6, 7 subscriptions, but it just gets to be a burden. I feel like if I don't watch Paramount this month, then I wasted money on the subscription, and then I ended up watching something that I didn't even want to watch in the first place. So, in my effort to combat this, I've begun buying physical media. I am a huge metalhead, and part of that culture is buying physical media to help support the bands. So I guess that's really where my love for physical media started. There's nothing better than picking up your favorite Slayer album, dropping it on the turntable, and jamming out while you admire the artwork and the insert with all the old band pics. But it's really branched out from there. I started buying all my favorite movies on DVD, and I'm planning on buying all my favorite shows on DVD as well. This way, I will never have to pay for another streaming service. Want to watch South Park? Pop in the DVD. Want to listen to Judas Priest? Go grab the Stained Class CD. Now I know what some of you guys are thinking. Well, you still have to pay for the DVD or the CD, and you're right, but I like to think of it more as an investment. If you're like me, you probably watch the same 5 to 10 shows just over and over again. Now imagine you just went out right now and bought them all on DVD. Maybe it costs you a couple $100, but then you can cancel all of your streaming services and be saving like $25 a month. It may take 2 or 3 years to finally be worth it, but in the end, you'll be glad that you did that. There's also no fear of your favorite show getting removed from Netflix or Paramount. It's happened to me before. Get on to continue watching a show only to find out that it's been taken down. If you own it, it's yours forever, and nobody can take that away from you. So if you stayed till the end of the video, I would like to thank you. I really hope this video encourages my fellow Gen Z to embrace some of these old traditions that our parents and grandparents did.